So here's the contact button. This is where you can know your rights.
If you're being detained by ICE, click this contact button. This new app released by the Mexican government is one of many responses from countries to new US deportation policies. It's called Consul App Contigo, and it's built for Mexican residents who are facing emergencies like detention. With one tap, its alert button notifies emergency contacts and consulate officials for help.
When they have been either detained or when one of their family members has been detained, their information is transmitted to the call center. In the moment of a detention, I might not have the chance to take my phone out. That's why it's very important that everybody in a family has it.
US federal policy does not offer public defenders for undocumented immigrants, so this app is aimed at helping Mexican families collect documentation and find legal support through the consulate.
If they happen to be undocumented, they do have rights, and they do have the right of due process.
Overall, countries have responded differently to new US deportation policies, some resisting, others negotiating. For example, Colombia initially refused US deportation flights, pushing back until Trump threatened with steep tariffs, sanctions, and immigration restrictions. Brazil slammed the US for its treatment of deportees, calling the use of restraints degrading, with India also raising similar concerns. Meanwhile, leaders of El Salvador offered to receive deportees of any nationality and potentially even US criminals.
No one's ever made an offer like that, to outsource at a fraction of the cost, at least some of the most dangerous and violent criminals that we have in the United States.
And then Panama, which has been under pressure by the Trump administration to sell back the Panama Canal to the US, has already taken similar steps by accepting deported migrants from Africa and Asia. Although the US administration set a 1,200 daily arrest quota for undocumented immigrants, recent figures indicate that the average is closer to 600.
ICE is out of money. They need the money, and they need it now.
To bridge the gap and ramp up enforcement, the White House has petitioned Congress for $175 billion in emergency border security funding. But approval remains uncertain as negotiations continue.